Good morning. Basa tayo ng ating libro, guys. Kapwa ko Filipino, magbasa na tayo ng ating history book. History of the Filipino People by Agoncillo and Guerrero. Today is 27 January 2023. Yung note ko dyan, guys, nakalagay back to original reading, 5th edition. History of the Filipino People Part for the American Period. Topic number 16, Self-Government under America. Nilalagyan ko yan ng note mula nung lumagpas na tayo ng topic 15. Alam niyo na ang dahilan dyan, di ba? So, backward niyo na lang yung para malaman niyo anong dahilan bakit nagno-note ako ngayon. So, nakalagay natin, part 4, the American period, topic 16, self-government under America. Nandito tayo sa paragraph, Taft and American policy in the Philippines, 1901 to 1913. Basa. Nag-pop up si maya ako nabasahin sa American policy in the Philippines between 1901 and 1913 bore the imprint of William Howard Taft's influence and direction. First, as chairman of the Second Philippine Commission, then as an important policymaker in his various capacities as civil governor, Secretary of War, and President of the United States, respectively, in various letters to and in confidential and public consultations with personal friends and other Americans of self-government. Mali ako. American leaders. Sorry guys, ulitin ko. In various letters to and in confidential and public consultation with personal friends and other American leaders, Taft maintained that the Filipinos were not capable of self-government. Being a Republican, he echoed the Philippine platform of his party that the Philippines should be retained indefinitely and that the question of independence be held also in indefinite abeyance. When Taft arrived in Manila in 1901 as chairman of the Second Philippine Commission, some of his city critics, ba't mali ako ng basa? Ulit. When Taft arrived in Manila in 1901 as chairman of the Second Philippine Commission, ang hirap kasi ng pages nito. Some of his critics, particularly District Judge James Blount, 1901 to 1905, took occasion to point out that Taft came to the Philippines not to decide on the fitness of the people for self-government but as an advocate to make the best possible case for their unfitness. In 1903, Taft formulated a corollary to the Republican platform of retention, the policy of the Philippines for the Filipinos, the goal of which was to prepare the Filipinos for self-government by allowing them to actually participate in a popular democratic form of government. The American community in the Philippines, then dominated by businessmen, fortune seekers, the military, and the carpetbaggers, who believed that the Philippines should be only exploited, raised objection to Taft's policy. Taft asked his critics to purchase a one-way steamboat ticket and leave the Philippines if they could not accept the way the government was being run for the Filipinos. In 1902, when the United States Congress was deliberating on the Philippine Bill, Taft recommended to that body that the Filipinos be given representation in the legislative branch of the government to enable them to prove themselves fit for self-government. He, however, emphasized that the Philippines be held until the Filipinos prove themselves capable of independent existence. Kaya naman ng Pilipinos, sinakop lang kasi tayo ng Spaniards tsaka nila Amerika. Di ba bago pa naman sila nanako sa atin, ano na naman tayo? Meron na tayong sarili. Later, as President of the United States, 1909-1912, Taft adhered to, reaction ko lang yun ha, kasi nga sabi. Later, as President of the United States, 1909-1912, Taft adhered to the same position, and democratic and anti-imperialist attempts to bring about radical innovations to Republican Philippine policy or introduce independence legislation failed miserably. In 1912, when Taft was about to step down from office, he issued a stern warning to the United States Congress that early independence would subject the Filipinos to the dominance of an oligarchical and probably exploiting minority. Taft's campaigns for active Philippines participation in the civil government and his much publicized controversy with the military, who believed that military occupation of the Philippines should continue, made him popular in the Philippines. His affable and disarming manner also helped him endear himself to the Filipino people, who had been used to the irascible and supercilious attitude and colonial officials during the Spanish regime. The Friar's lands question. Taft's greatest achievement as civil governor was the purchase of the Friar lands, then controlled by powerful religious corporations, among which were the Dominicans, the Agostinians, the Recollects, and the Jesuits. The Filipinos believed that some of the Friar lands belonged to them as a matter of right, but that they had been usurped by the religious orders, who were familiar with the devious ways of land grabbing. The fear that ayan naman yung land grabbing. The fear that the continuous retention of these lands by the religious corporations might lead to lawless violence and bloodshed, not unlike the past revolution of 1896, prompted the American officials under the authority of the Philippine Bill of 1902 to make arrangements for the purchase of the vast Friar estates. In 1902, President Roosevelt sent Taft to Rome to negotiate with the Pope for the purchase of the Friar lands. Oh, so ibig sabihin yung mga Friar lands, ano yan ng Pope? So, pinakamayaman pala talaga ang guys, yung Catholic Church. And, kasi may sarili silang malaya na tayo sa kanila, pero may sarili silang lands dito sa atin. And December 1902, Taft concluded an agreement with the religious orders under which the government agreed to purchase over 410,000 acres of Friar lands at the price of $7,239,784.66. Nung araw tong price na to guys, i-convert mo yan sa panahon ngayon. Magkano na yan? I mean, yung pera ng araw tsaka yung pera ngayon, mas malaki ang pera ng araw, diba? Pero, tingnan, 7 million. Aywan. Basta yan ang pagkabili nila, 7,239,784.66 pesos. The purchase of the Friar lands failed to alleviate the agrarian problem because the religious orders refused to part with older estates and in fact sold to the Americans only that sparsely inhabited and less arable lands. Moreover, in 1908, the religious orders gained more agricultural estates and property when it won in a suit against the Philippine Independent Church, whose rebel adherents had taken possession of many church properties, buildings, and lands and placed them in custody of revolutionary municipal authorities who refused to surrender them even after the Americans had gained control of the government. Ay, bukas na tong topic 17. Bye everyone. God bless.